So I just had a couple of interesting calls in the past few days. Today, more specifically, were more intense conversations. But before we get into that, you guys know that we're going to do a live Q&A this Saturday, which is April 6th. If I look at my calendar here, around 1 p.m. Eastern. So you just keep that in your calendar. Don't forget to notify yourselves about that. I know somebody commented on one of the Q&As in the message box that they're going to be at work. So don't worry, it's going to be recorded. I want to be able to, communicate with you guys, and you guys can ask me some questions, and I'll be able to answer. So today's topic, I want to start with the business, right? Because we put a vote out there in the poll, and you guys decided that, hey, let's bother Ali and ask him a whole series of questions, and who cares about business, right? So I want to go ahead and tackle the business side, since we're going to be doing the live Q&A. The reason why I want to talk about business once again is coming back to the baby boomer crisis. One of the poll questions, I said, look, there is a crisis happening with the baby boomers, and that's what we're going to talk about. And what I'm doing actively to help those individuals, that are going through that difficult time and business, suffocation. What it ends up being is frustrations and not being able to sell, not being able to cash, not being able to, retire properly, not being able to collect financially, and not being able to attain their goals. There's a whole list of things, right? And I think we need to address that because you can be in position to help me because it's not just about credit. Credit it's for you. It's to enhance your personal balance sheets and assets to give you what you need in terms of going out there and making the most of your financial life. But it's also a question of, look, you're actually, transacting every day, whether you're buying some groceries, whether you're going into, repair your tires, whether you buy some electronics, or, whatever it is, whether you buy some tiles for your new bathroom or doing renovations. You guys are basically touching every single one of those small and medium-sized businesses. And I think it's critical that we start thinking about, hey, as more and more we progress in this channel, you guys are learning credit and financial topics. But what if we start concentrating also on the business side? And that's what I've been doing lately. If you guys noticed that a good percentage of my videos now is small to medium-sized business concentrated videos. And it's not just about you guys, right? It's also about, let's say if we come across business owners, hey, maybe you guys are some business owners in that space. And I try to click around the senior crowd for two reasons. Back in 2008, when I had my business and I had success in that business, I owe it to a lot of the senior people. For two reasons. First, it's because they were actually in a financial crisis themselves when the mortgage rates jumped up all of a sudden. But more importantly, they were also the ones that came back to me and said, look, Ali, we want to do business with you. We trust you for not only the credit side, but also the restructuring side. So it led me to understand their peripherals, understand their environments and how they deal with people and what challenges they go through on an everyday basis. And the reason why I want to talk to baby boomer generation and of course Generation X, if you guys are just holding on to your business and you want to increase the value, but you hit a glass ceiling, we're going to talk about some of those topics at a later point. I just want to concentrate and communicate my message to the seniors out there in a respectful way, right? A lot of people think, baby boomers they're old people, they don't care about technology, they're just going to die out eventually. That is not the intent. I have tremendous respect. They actually built the industries that we're stepping on today. There's infrastructure and technology because of what they've done in the past to allow our foundations to grow on that. So I really want to address, that level of people. And I think the critical thing here is, if you're a baby boomer, if you guys know somebody, right? You, like I said, you come across transactions and do business on a day-to-day basis with baby boomers on a regular, basis. You might not even know that it's a baby owner operated business. You might just do business and shop there, and all of a sudden you come out and just go on your way, right? So let's look at some of the things that I want to really concentrate on is the challenges that we're always going to bring up. When it comes to what are some of the first incentives for baby boomers to exit their business. The first is they want to retire, right? Now you guys know, based on the Exit Planning Institute and BusinessBuySell.com, which is the biggest online platform for buying and selling businesses, their statistics is the valuation is not a lot. So when they're selling, they're not getting what they're expecting to get. And it takes 1 to 2 years before they can actually start having some sort of headway in terms of selling their business. And there's a huge reason for that. Number one is because their business is not valued. Or if you're a baby boomer listening to this video, your business is not considered valuable in the eyes of the purchaser. And it's because, they want to try to cut your costs down by showing you deficiencies in the business, which can ultimately be fixed, right? And my approach is very simple. I try to work with business owners who are in that area. They're planning to either exit or hold on to it and increase its value, to give them more freedom of time. And the reason why I say that is because when I do come in as an acquirer, whether I'm a minority equity holder or a majority, depending on our positioning and how you'd like me to participate, I look at the scenario in which I can come in and participate in a way that allows you to work with me side by side to increase the value of your business. This increases the likelihood of you selling. It's not just a question of, hey, Ali, you're going to come in, you're going to acquire a minority or majority stake, and I'm going to sell my business. The objective is, if I come in at that level, I have skin in the game with you, and I want to be able to increase the value and then give you the exit that you want at a predetermined time frame. So let's say you want to exit in a year from now or 2 years. We create structured plans, with a series of incentives that allows you to exit in that time frame. But in between, when I come in and I start structuring the company, re-engineering it, financially engineering it, I give you a lot of leg room to take some breaks in between. This is very critical because a lot of business owners out there, they've been running the business for 15, 20 years, have very little breaks. Most of them, it's because they're so hands-on. There's a lot of tremendous respect for their customers, so they love to be in the business environment to treat their customers right and to offer them their presence. But what's happening is during that nurturing period, you're not focusing on yourself. If you're a small and medium-sized business owner, you're not really taking care of yourself. You're not giving time to your family as much as you should be. You didn't sign up to be a business runner, running day-to-day like an employee. You basically hired yourself and got yourself a new job. But you're supposed to have that freedom that comes with being an entrepreneur, right? With being a small and medium-sized business owner. And that's really what I want to really tackle and try to create when we come to acquisitions. So that's why I'm always constantly looking to work with small and medium-sized business owners who are looking to sell, or at least thinking of exiting within a couple of years, maybe 1 or 2 years. Or maybe they just hit a glass ceiling, they just want to break, they just want to go out, enjoy it a little bit, while simultaneously being able to increase their value with somebody who, like myself, can come in and incrementally increase that value in a period of 12 months with a proven 8-step process, right? And these are 8-step processes, over 30,000 businesses I've used. And, it's not just universal to me, but the process that we do it in is a lot more enhanced, like anything I do here. But I think it's critical that you kind of pay attention to that, because as a small and medium-sized business owner, there comes a time where you have to kind of start thinking about a financial exit. It could be succession planning, and like we explained before, maybe your kids are not ready to take over your business, and perhaps in the future they may want to, and we can structure a way that you can exit me out, and we'll work with financial terms during that'll make it a lot more affordable instead of worrying about, hey man, I got to come up with cash up front. But by that time your value would have increased dramatically, giving you more flexibility and freedom, all the while enjoying what you actually have, which is now your business. You'll be an owner instead of a runner. So once again, I think that there's a lot of value there for both of us. Once again, if you're a small and medium-sized business owner, if you follow in any of those criterias, and you're looking for some sort of strategic partner or tactical partner, in the sense where I can come in, help your business increase its value and give you some time off, I'll get some skin in the game. There are structures that we're going to work with. We're going to financially engineer your business. We're going to create a lot more value through the 8-spoke process that I just discovered and use for 30,000 plus businesses within the same system that we'll collaboratively use, because I have a lot of business partners out there. I think that you can tremendously benefit. Reach out to me, Ali at alitarafdar.com. I'll leave the email and link below this video. And once again, if you're somebody that you know for a fact, you come across small and medium-sized business owner daily, you're a consultant, broker, attorney, a specialized consultant helping small and medium-sized business owners. You can be a marketing agent for all I know, with your specialty and your high income skill, and or at least some sort of value that you add to small and medium-sized business owner. I think it's important that you also reach out to them and let them know, look, here's a video I want you to look at. Here's one person that actually does help the baby boomer generation, especially coming to exit and creating that plan of exit on a very successful level, while financially incrementally increasing the value of the business, and helping successfully create a succession plan that makes sense to the business owner, instead of being gypped by the marketplace and waiting 2 years to sell and get nothing out of it and literally walk out because of the frustration and the fact that they can't sell. And during that 2-year period, anything can happen, right? There can be a family emergency, your health can take a decline, God forbid, somebody in your family can pass away. We're not wishing for that, but these are the realities that we're coming across more and more as we start communicating with small and medium-sized business owners. So think about that. I hope that you take this to heart. If you're, once again, a small and medium-sized business owner, reach out to me. And if you know somebody in that space and you want to bring them on, I always pay referral fees. I'm very fair. But at the same, what's going to be done is you're going to be giving that business owner a huge service, right? You're going to help them out quite a bit. So I'm genuinely interested in looking to acquire that, either a minority or majority stake, depending on the scenario. We'll conversate about that. But you guys can also visit my website, Tarafdar.com. Goes in depth about what I do. I'll also put my LinkedIn profile below. I know a lot of you guys are pretty much shopping around on YouTube for information and looking to, build connections around that labor. But I want to give you something a little bit more task oriented, which is connect with me on LinkedIn. If you haven't done so yet. I also have quite a bit of articles out there on my Tarafdar.com. You guys can read through it, familiarize yourself with what I do on a business level. And like I said, if you're a small and medium-sized business owner, reach out to me. If you know somebody, let them know about this video, about what I do, and hopefully we can do some business together. With that said and done, don't forget, this Saturday, I'm going to be doing a live Q&A call for people in personal credit matters and hopefully some business talk as well. So attend, notify yourselves. It's going to be at 1 o'clock Eastern. If you're not able to attend for any reason, it'll be recorded, so you'll have access to that shortly after there. And I hope to see you guys next time. This is Tarafdar, once again, your guide and mentor. Bye for now.